Danny Segura for MMAfighting.com here at ATT in Coconut Creek, Florida, standing next to Mr. Colby Covington and company. What's your name?
Janice.
Janice. Well, a lot to talk to you about, man. Obviously, I want to talk to you about, the future, what's next for you. But I also want to talk to you about what happened over the weekend. Some interesting stuff happened. You were present at UFC 241. You showed up, and the crowd, had a lot to say. There were a lot of boos. I think it was a sold-out crowd. It was like 17,000 people. How did it feel to be in an arena and get booed by 17,000 people? Because it kind of seemed like you were enjoying it, man.
It was amazing. I loved it, man. All these fighters, they can't even get a pop. They can't even get people to cheer for them. They can't even get 500 people to cheer. I had every single person direct their focus from the pay-per-view of the UFC on me walking out and sitting front row. They didn't care about the fights. They cared that the greatest fighter in the UFC today, Colby Chaos Covington, was in the building. So I'm a proud man. I got all these people up in their feelings, all emotional. But last time I checked, this UFC doesn't stand for Ultimate Feelings Championship. It stands for Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Janice, were you present there at UFC 241?
No, I had to work. I couldn't be there. But, hate it or love it, whether it's a boo or whether it's a yay, it's still directed towards him. You're still thinking about him, and all your energy is still focused on him. And it only fuels his fire. That's all. It only grows.
Very true. And also, apart from that, some other interesting things happened there. Still very vague about the details, but hoping you can clarify. Dana White said your section was kind of behaving like kindergartens. What exactly happened and who was involved?
Yeah, it's embarrassing, man. We're supposed to be professionals, and all these guys want to act like street thugs. They want to fight in the crowd, but they don't want to fight in the octagon, and make millions of dollars. So it's pathetic, man. These guys, they're like Dana White said, they're little kindergarten kids, man. Like, own up, man. Be a professional, man. Don't get so salty. Don't get in your feelings just because you're jealous that I'm making more money than you. Just because you're jealous that I win every fight and you can't stop me. Don't be jealous of that. And there's not really much to clarify. My boy Jorge Masvidal, he had my back. He was watching my six. He was like 3 or 4 rows back. I was front row. Because they put the champ front row. Obviously. But I was trying to get my boy Jorge to the front row. But he's got to earn his way up there.
Well, speaking about what's next for you, are you for sure getting a title shot? Is this a thing? I mean, Dana White has said it, but I mean, we've seen, sometimes fighters get skipped over. Are you getting the next crack at Kamaru Usman?
I mean, I don't need a title shot because I already got a title. I got the most prestigious title in sports today. I got America's championship. I got the People's Championship. I'm Donald Trump's favorite fighter, so you think I give a shit about getting the next crack at Marty Fake Newsman? He's irrelevant. No one cares about him. No one wants to watch him fight. If anybody watched that fight, it's because they want to watch Colby Chaos Covington. So, it doesn't matter if I fight Marty Fake Newsman next. It doesn't matter if I fight the Diaz sisters next. It doesn't matter if I fight my best friend next. But this title will be defended Madison Square Garden November 2nd, live on pay-per-view.
I mean, that's what you're pushing for? I mean, it's clear you're the number one contender. That's what you want ideally against Kamaru Usman, MSG.
Yeah, it's clear that I'm the champ and I have to defend my title at MSG, and that's what the UFC wants. They want me to defend the title, so, they want the Trumps front row. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a spectacle. It's going to be the biggest fight of the year. It's going to be the biggest fight in the history of the sport. I'm going to go defend my title on Madison Square Garden and make Madison Square Garden great again because someone needs to do it. The Knicks have been tarnishing the legacy of that arena, and I feel bad because it's such an iconic arena. Muhammad Ali, all the greats have went there. Hulkamania started at MSG, so it's only right that they bring back yours truly, the great American winning machine, Colby Covington, to make Madison Square Garden great again.
Now, there were a few storylines going into your fight with Robbie Lawler. One of them that we discovered after the fight being that you suffered a pretty nasty cut that didn't allow you to train. What's the state of that? Did you get that reopened and restitched again, or are you going to do that? What's the status with your cut?
Yeah, the status with the cut is we didn't want to get it recut because then it would take a couple months to get it right back together. So we just have to let it heal naturally. So I'm just taking a couple weeks right now. I'm not training. I'm just I'm letting it heal naturally, and then I'll get back to training. As you see in my last fight, I took it on 4 weeks' notice, and I didn't even train for the fight. So I'll take this fight on 1 week's notice with Marty Fake Newsman. It's an easy matchup, and I can't wait to leave that little bum unconscious.
Now, that night at UFC 241, an interesting addition to your division, the welterweight division. Nate Diaz made his return. It looks like he's going to stick around at welterweight. What'd you make of his fight with Anthony Pettis? Were you impressed with his return being 3 years off?
The journeyman Nate Diaz, man, he's hooked on weed. He needs to get hooked on phonics, man. Let's be honest. The guy's 1-1 in the last 3 years. He's got a 50-50 record. That's definition journeyman. He has double-digit losses, journeyman. he's not inserted in the division when you beat another journeyman in Pettis who's off the sauce and is like 1-6 in his last 7 fights. So, you know, I don't know. He's a bum. He's got Stockton slaps, but he ain't got MAGA bombs, so he knows what's up. He was smart. That's the smartest thing he's ever said over the weekend when he was talking about me, because obviously he doesn't want to fight a fighter where he has no chance to win. So, you know, he needs to stay in Stockton and keep eating his soy because he's a little soy boy.
Now, you know, MMAfighting.com here. We have almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube. You bet, you know, Kamaru Usman is probably looking at this interview. Any message you want to send to him?
Sign the contract, bitch. You know, put up or nut up, dude. You ain't got nothing, man. You're a bum. So, you know, I'll see you in Madison Square Garden. And if I don't see you there, then the world knows you're a coward. And that'll be even sweeter. And just like I tell everybody, the Colby train's coming through. So you can either get off the tracks when the train comes through and watch as the train whistles by, or you get on the tracks and you're going to get ran over, bitch. I'll see you soon, Marty Fake Newsman.
Thank you, Colby. And best luck in whatever you decide to do next.
Appreciate it.